In this lesson, we will learn how to access Cisco Command Line Interface or Cisco CLI. We will learn about the following topics in this lesson. First of all, we find out why we need Cisco IOS. Then we move on to Cisco CLI as a tool to interact with Cisco IOS. After that, we'll learn about how to access Cisco CLI via console port, in which we talk more about different types of console ports and different types of console cable, along with the emulator software. Next, we will learn how to access Cisco CLI via Telnet or SSH, in which we talk more about Telnet and SSH options, along with the emulator software. Finally, we sum up our lesson with the keynotes. This picture shows you the inside of a Cisco network device. As you can see, it has memory, CPU, SD memory cards, and also network interfaces. In order to manage these components and get them to work together, Cisco has developed the Cisco Internetwork Operating System, or Cisco IOS. As a network engineer, you need to interact with Cisco IOS to perform a certain configurations to achieve networking goals. So how you can interact with Cisco IOS? Cisco provides us with several tools to interact with Cisco IOS. However, the most popular tool nowadays is still Cisco Command Line Interface or Cisco CLI. The Cisco CLI is a text-based interface. It allows a network engineer to enter a text command and press enter to send the command to the device. The command then updates the configuration file stored on the device. The iOS then reads the configuration file to perform the instruction generated by the command. This is a screenshot of the Cisco CLI where you can interact with Cisco IOS. So how you can access to Cisco CLI on a Cisco device? There's two options. The first option is to use console port, and there's two types of console ports. The first one is RJ45 console port. This is the most popular one. I must say that all Cisco network devices have a console port. There's two types of console cables to connect to RJ45 console port. This is the first one. As you can imagine, you will plug this RJ45 connector to the RJ45 console port on the device, and this serial connector to a serial port on your computer. So this option requires your computer to have a serial port. The second type of RJ45 console cable is this one. This type of console cable is more popular nowadays. With this console cable, you can plug this RJ45 connector to the RJ45 console port and this USB connector to a USB port on your computer. The second type of console port is USB. All new Cisco models have USB console port, and you must use this USB console cable. You will plug this USB connector to the USB port on the device, and this USB connector to a USB port on your computer. I must say that accessing via console port is reliable and secure. However, it requires you to stay near the device within the length of the console cable. We usually use this option for the first deployment. Let's look inside an RJ45 console cable. RJ45 console cable uses rollover UTP cable. Its pinout is in this picture. As you can imagine, this is a UTP cable. This is installed with the two RJ45 connectors. This connector can be inserted to a console port of a networking device, and this connector can be inserted into a serial adapter which connects to a serial port of a PC. After the PC is physically connected to the console port via the console cable, we need a terminal emulator software to access Cisco CLI. The terminal emulator software treats all data as text. It accepts the text typed by us and sends it over the console cable to the Cisco device. Similarly, any bits coming into the PC over the console cable are displayed as a text for us to read. One of the most popular and free terminal emulator software nowadays is Putty. It is recommended by most Cisco support engineers. Here we are at the Putty configuration. In order to connect to the console port, we need to select the option Serial. It will automatically select the correct speed for us, which is 9600. We need to double check on the PC to make sure which COM port is connected to the console cable. Usually it is COM1. After all the settings are correct, we need to click open and it will connect us to the Cisco CLI via the console cable. If you use any other emulator software, you may need to manually enter the settings on the PC serial port to match the settings on the Cisco's device console port. The default console port settings for a Cisco device are listed in this table. The second option to access Cisco CLI is remote access via Telnet or SSH. With this option, the device must be configured with an IP address and enabled to allow Telnet and SSH access. As you may know, Telnet sends all data, including username and password, as clear text, while SSH encrypts the contents of all messages, including the passwords, avoiding the possibility of someone capturing the packets in the network and stealing the password. Therefore, Telnet is usually used in lab environment, while SSH is used in production environment. We can conclude that this option allows us to be anywhere as long as our computer have IP connectivity to the device. We usually use this option for day-to-day operation. We can use Putty terminal emulator software to connect to a Cisco network device via Telnet or SSH. However, we need to make sure the computer have the connectivity to the Cisco network device that we connect to. Here we are in the Putty configuration. In this case, we need to either select Telnet or SSH. Then it will automatically select the correct port for the protocol. Then we need to type in the host name or IP address for the device that we connect to. Finally, after everything is correct, we just need to click open. It will connect us to the device via Telnet or SSH. Let's read the keynotes. by yourself to finish this lesson.